there anything like in those early days that you remember being particularly challenging?
So for me, it was something that I didn't expect to be challenging was just not making money, and this feeling that I'm like in that, yeah, like you're poor and like, but it's also like a
we
feeling
were
that you're
so
falling
poor.
behind. I feel like because all my friends, I guess they're pretty high achievers and they all went out and like had careers and like were getting promotions year by year. And I just felt like I wasn't keeping up because I had a scholarship that didn't increase at all and it barely like funded my food. And I just felt like I wasn't achieving that what I should be achieving. And I think I really struggled with that towards my second and third years especially. I was kind of like, gave me the feelings like, oh, is this really worth it? And I think like all PhDs go through that phase in like second or third year where they're kind of like, was this really worth it? Was this the right choice? Because it's a huge commitment.
No, it is.
Yeah, so for me, it's the strong sense of imposter. People around you thinking you're doing a PhD is something amazing, but every day I feel like, shit, when I'm like you're in the office and you just have this emptiness and fear
Oh no.
facing the computer. Day by day, and your time is running, but you don't know if there's anything concrete that you're doing at the beginning. You're still designing your study. You still don't know what you can or can't do. There wasn't too much information out there. You're supposed to do your own literature review. You're supposed to come up with the studies. And people at the same time say, oh my God, you're doing a PhD. I'm like, no.
It's so true though, because I think one of the biggest challenges for me in that first year was not having clear deadlines.
Yeah.
Because you go from being a student, where you have like 4 subjects, 3 assignments a subject, 2 semesters a year, and it's like constantly deadline. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, go do a literature review. Go plan a study for the next 4 years. It's like, that was a struggle.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're not doing much. And you're not doing much.
That's true.
And I think this is our future topic, but also in the first year, I think for me, still getting used to being criticized all the time. You just need to get used to it. But like for me at the beginning, everything that I said, sir, is bad. And when you don't have the confidence, and every time you said something, eventually it develops some sort of phobia of sending things.
Dealing with rejection, dealing with feedback, you get plenty of it. And it's hard because everyone that gets into a PhD is basically a high achiever. So you're not used to being told that you've done something wrong or bad.